7 5 point uh 0 5 0 5,
Yeah.
and then I would do, so x is equals to 0.750, and then if I do our little carry method, it'll be 70.
So what would you put in your calculator?
You just do 75 minus 0.7, or
Okay.
7.0505 minus 0.75.
Yeah, and I think you actually did that's the only bit that really counts. So 74.3. Okay.
And then would you do 74.3 divided by 100?
No.
Sorry. So that's 99x, and then divide that by 99.
Yeah. And is that its simplest form?
No.
Okay. So put it in the calculator because part of it is a decimal. And 743 over 990. 743 over 990. But you did that. 743 over 990. Okay, so you're good for those. That one goes in the calculator. Proved that you're fine for those. There's a bunch of these. Is this worth doing? It's fractions. No, it's easy. Okay, how would you start this one?
But I do. Can I times it by 10?
Yeah.
So 0.15 times 10. So 1.51515.
The one isn't recurring.
Alright, sorry, 5.
Yeah. And then it's just the same after that. So you times by 10 because only one number recurring, so 10, and then go through the same process. Only the 5 recurs. So how would you start this one?
So if I times it by 10, it'll be 2.5555 is 10x.
555, and yeah, and then you just do it the normal way.
Yeah.
255, take them away, and it's whatever over 2.3 or over 9, and then just put it in your calculator. And that's the answer. Okay. It's alright. Calculator. Let's see this. That's alright, that's fine. I think that's alright. 94% being present each day. I think you'll be fine for that. How would you do this one?
So do I do 10,000 times 0.8 and times that answer by 0.9?
Well done. Times 0.8 times 0.9. Great. That's alright. So, a lot of percentage stuff. 30,000 each year. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's alright. So I think you're okay for these percentages. Alright, what about this one?
Is it 1.8 times 1.45?
Times 1.45. That's it. You get your answer. Okay, ratio. How about this?
Yeah, so I think I need to add up all of the numbers in the ratio thingy. So I think that's 12. And then if you do 60 divided by 12,
You get 5.
and then you do 5 times. Oh, you okay? So you do 5 times 3, so, and then 5 times 3, and 5 times 7, and that's all the ratios.
Yeah, and they only wanted the sand. And so which one would that be? Oh, the sand in each bag. Oh, yeah. So it's 5 times 2 is the 5 times 3 is the 5 times 7. That's your answer. Okay, that's fine. And how can you check if it's correct?
If you add them all up, it should add up to 60.
Yeah. Okay. Each string is cut. Okay. How about this?
So if you sub 8 times 10 to the 8.
I couldn't. It broke up for a second. 8 times 10 to the 8, and you said something before that.
Times 16.
16. Okay. So I think it's gonna be. Oh, who knows? 8 times 16 is 128. So it'll be 128 times 10 to the 8.
I'm not really sure what to do.
So I don't think so. I think it's the distance between the two models is 16.
Yeah.
So it's as a ratio, it would be model is to real. So model is to real. The model is 16 meters, and then the real is 8 times 10 to the 8 kilometers, and you have to get it as 1 is to something. How would you do that?
Do I do 8 times 10 to the 8 divided by 16?
So the problem is this is kilometers and this is meters.
Could I convert the meters bit into kilometers?
It's usually easier to convert the big unit into the small one, because that uses multiplying instead of dividing.
So that's like 1,000. So okay, so yeah, so 8 times 10 to the 8. Do I just add all these zeros, the kilometers into it? Or, so would it be like, for me, would it be 8 times 10 to the 11 or something?
Yeah, exactly. And then what would you do?
Divide that by 16.
Yeah, exactly. So divide by 16, divide by 16. And actually, yeah, what is 8 divided by 16?
2. Oh no, 5.
So that's 0.5 times 10 to the 11. And what would that be in standard form?
Would it be like 1 times 10 to the...
What do you know about the first number in standard form?
Is 0.
Has to be between 1 and 10.
So
what you have to multiply 0.5 by to turn it into a number between 1 and 10.
Is the number allowed to be 1?
It can, but it's going to mess everything up. Usually you would just times it by a multiple of 10 to get rid of the decimal.
You'd have times it by 4 to get 2.
Okay. No, that'll mess it up. So basically, you know the way you have to 10 to the 11?
Yeah.
So use one of those 10s and multiply it by that.
Okay.
What would you get?
Wait, sorry, say that again, say that again.
So you just do 0.5 times one of those 10s.
Yeah.
And then how many 10s will be left over?
So 0.5 times 10. So that's like, so 0.5 times 10 is 5 times...
Yeah.
10 to the... is it 6 or something?
No, we only used 1 10.
So is it times 10 to the 10?
Yeah, exactly. And so it's 1 is to 5 times 10 to the 10. So your calculator won't help you with that. And I think that's kind of tying in with standard form. So this one didn't talk about standard form, but just a reminder for it. Yeah, so the first number has to be between 1 and 10. And so you borrow one of the 10s to turn it into 5.
Okay.
Otherwise, you'd have to divide 10 to the power of 11 by 2 or by 4, you know, if you times the other one by 4, so that'd be weird. But that was a tricky one in general. So 1 is to 5 times 10 to the 10. That's what the idea I'm looking for. Let's see this. That's fine. That's fine. Fine. And then we get to these things. How would you do this?
So So if 120 to the 60 to 180 can make 8 shortbread biscuits, do you have to um do you have to like divide that by 8 to get how much one shortbread biscuit would be, and times it by whatever to get how many altogether?
Okay, see that one. So 120 divided by 8. Okay, so let's say one biscuit. What would that be for? So one biscuit is 15. Would that work for the sugar? So 60 divided by 8. And that'll work. 7.5 grams of sugar.
Yeah, I feel like I've done it like a pretty like a longer way than I needed to.
It's an unusual way, but one biscuit.
Yeah.
I think it'll work out. Because I think this will definitely get the right answer. That'll be 30 grams of flour. Okay, so then how would you do this?
And then do I do 330 divided by? Oh no. Do I do
That's exactly what you do.
330 divided by 15?
Yeah. So that's 22. Go on.
And then 200 divided by 7.5.
Mm-hmm. So that's 26.6 recurring. So what would you do about that?
Just make into like 26 probably.
Yeah, just 26. And then
you would do 450 divided by 3.
yeah, that's great. So that's a perfect method because it even gets down to the thing. So 15. Okay, so greatest number of biscuits he can make?
It's 15.
Well done. Perfect. Yeah, we got through everything we needed to. After that, it's just more of similar questions. How was that for you, Andrey?
Oh yeah, that was good, thank you.
So when I send you these like homework questions, now you don't need to do the 1 and 2 mark questions. You just do the 3 mark or more. Don't bother with the 1 or 2 marks, but I just put them all in. So do you want to continue 3 markers next time?
Yeah.
All right. Well done, Andrey. You did great. I look forward to